Okay, guys, how goes it? Let's just be honest with ourselves for a second. Last week felt really good. Let's just admit it. Last week just felt fucking amazing. To get a W, to get some positivity flowing. Um, Justin Herbert looked like a freaking stud. This kid is possibly had one of the most gut wrenching losses he could ever experience at Oregon. Um, Last week at Cal, and then this week to come in and throw for a school record tying 489 yards and I think five or six touchdowns. Um, great response. Exactly what I wanted to see from the kid. I'm really loving this kid more and more. Report came out earlier this week that Oregon is going to host Blake Barnett, a guy they recruited heavily out of high school. Blake ended up choosing Alabama over the Ducks. Obviously, things didn't work out for Blake in Tuscaloosa, so he's looking for a new place to go. Obviously, a lot of programs are interested in him. We are one of the few getting a visit right now. We'll see how that goes. A lot of people are questioning that. Look, when your program is where it is with Oregon, and you have a chance to get what was a former five-star quarterback, I don't care who you are, you take that shot. Hell, if I was a top five team, I'd be like, man, Blake, you want to come be our backup? And in case my starter goes down, I got a former five-star that I can mold and make my backup. I'm just saying, call me crazy for wanting all the depth in the world. And if anything, he's not on some other sideline getting ready to beat you. That's my thing. I'd rather have him on my sideline solely for the fact he can't beat me if he plays for me. That's it. Another question was posed as to with the W last week. A lot of people started talking about what, if anything, does Mark have to do to keep his job? And I think that's a fair question after a win that was much needed. That was just a huge sigh of relief within the program. But personally, I don't feel like there's much, if anything, he can do to warrant keeping his job. This team is pretty talented. There's no leadership. There's no vocalness on that sideline. It seems like a very dead sideline. And I feel like that comes down to coaching. Personally, I don't want him coaching next year. But I'm going to tell you, Duck fans, something in my gut tells me he's going to get another year. Just mentally prepare yourselves for next year. I don't feel like there's much you can prove when you're getting blown out by conference opponents at home 2 years in a row. The 2 years that you really have to prove yourself because the first 2 years you have a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback under center, and he did a lot of the leg lifting, it appears now. So you get 2 years to really prove yourselves, and in those 2 years, you don't do a lot with it. You go to an Alamo Bowl and you fall flat on your face in that, and then now this year you're struggling to make a bowl game. Period. I just don't know if I want that guy leading my program anymore. I'm sorry, as I've said this before, I like Mark Helfrich. I really do. I wish he would have won here, but the fact of the matter remains, we're not a good team right now. So him being the head coach is responsible for that. And if you're not winning, everybody looks at you. They don't blame departed players. They don't blame injuries. They blame recruiting. They blame leadership. And that falls on the coaching staff, primarily the head coach, in my opinion. So it really sucks to say that we might be looking for a new coach at the end of the year. But like I said, I have just a gut feeling that we're not, that no one's going to get fired, which will be blasphemous. I think Don Pelham should have been fired long time ago. I think Mark should be fired. I think everybody else can stay, though I will say, like I said in previous videos, if you bring in a guy, PJ Fleck, and he wants to bring in his kids, his guys, to take positions, let him go. Let everybody go that PJ wants to get rid of. I don't care, or that whoever gets rid of. I just am loving me some PJ Fleck right now. It sucks to be talking about this after a win. Cal was just gut wrenching, but after Arizona State, you have a little positivity flowing, though that is not a good Arizona State team. I'm just going to be honest with a lot of people. Their offense is banged up, and they carved our defense. Our defense is still bad. We just happen to outscore them, and that's credit to the offense and Justin going out there and making plays. Tony Brooks-James had a huge day. Royce does not look like the same running back. From reports I'm hearing, is he's still banged up. I would prefer, and I've heard this from other fans, is that he would just sit, get ready for the NFL, mentally prepare, physically prepare for the NFL, and stop taking reps away from Tony Brook and Kene Benoit and all of them. Taj deserves a few more reps if you're going to run like that. But, going into USC, huge underdogs on the road, going to be a big-time test to see how the offense and the young guys handle it. We need to win 3 out of 4 to make a bowl game. I really want to make a bowl game, albeit a crappy bowl game. So we'll see how things go. As always, guys, go Ducks, and y'all have a great rest of your week.